Hi, my chicken babies. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I got two piles. Again, hold on. I need a sip of coffee. I woke up and went for a walk, but I haven't really used my voice and it is hoarse. So I apologize. Okay, anyway, we've got two piles. We're gonna do a pick a card for where you should move next. This is all about people that are already kind of feeling in their gut they want to move somewhere, go somewhere. If you just felt called to click here, there's probably somewhere in your soul that's reflecting on where you live at the moment. So just take a deep breath and choose whatever pile resonates. Pile number one here, I've got green aventurine, I believe, but I could be wrong about that. I did not look up which crystal this was before I came on today, so I apologize. And that's what the Cosmic Cycles deck here. Let me focus that. And then the pile number two is the Antique Anatomy deck, and that's with this lovely purple pendulum that looks like this, which is my personal pendulum, actually. So I love it. But yeah, choose a pile that resonates with you, and I'll put the timestamps down below. Hi, pile number one. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. Let me have another sip of coffee. My voice is coming up. You can hear it. On my walk this morning, I saw a red robin, which is a good omen, a good sign. This is the beautiful crystal you chose. Yeah, but it signifies the universe kind of telling you that change is coming. It's a good omen. Well, birds signify they're cardinal energy, so they have their home base, but they're always leaving their home base. They're always flying. So there's always a sense of change there, right? Or is what I'm feeling at the moment. But when I saw that red robin, I thought of that, and then it said that it was a good omen, and I was like, ooh, it symbolizes joy coming in, maybe clarity. Okay. You know what? I'm going to put... There was a lot that fell out. It was a lot of the deck. I thought it was just a few cards, but no. Okay. Let me shuffle once more, and then I'll split the deck. I just want to make sure it's shuffled. Did I miss any cards? No. Okay. But yeah... this morning on my walk is what I was gonna say. I felt the sense of change. I am also planning on moving in probably within the next 6 months. So there's this sense of you know what? I really want to record a pick a card today, or this feeling, not this sense. This feeling that I really wanted to record a pick a card reading. I probably should have woken up a little bit more before, because I feel like my words this morning are jumbled. But nonetheless, I felt really called to, so I'm going to stick it out, and I'm going to do it and read these cards, even though I'm a bit groggy. I do have my coffee, though. That's what I've been sipping on. So I am waking up. But yeah. Knight of Cups. Ooh, I actually really like this. It's interesting. So it does feel like right now you're in this phase of... Okay. So, we got the Page of Cups at the bottom of deck energy. Where you should go next, where you should move next, all about moving, okay? So, listen, we got the Ace of Swords, we got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Number one, instantly when this came out, I thought to myself, financially, you might be better off in this other place. There's a sense of moving because of finances. There's a sense of transitioning your living quarters because of finances. With the Ace of Swords, there's this new perception we've come into. And this Five of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like this new perception is setting us free from some sort of feeling left out in the cold, feeling like we're financially stagnant, feeling as though we don't have what we want in any way. This is very much almost being apart from ourselves, not feeling good about ourselves because of what we're doing, where we're at, how much we're making, yeah, so there's a need, number one, financially, when it comes to moving, but also with the Ace of Swords, it does feel like in some way you could be coming out of a lot of bad finances as a result of this move. Or you move because you've come out of bad finances. So there's a sense with the Ace of Swords here to let your mind over the next couple of months really be curious. Let your mind adventure and find new perceptions, new clarity. Take advice from friends. Take advice from sources you didn't think you'd ever take advice from. Ultimately do what's best for you. Listen to your own intuition. But there's a sense with the Ace of Swords, Five of Pentacles in reverse of trying to be really open-minded over the next couple of months. And this is going to guide you very much to where you're meant to be, the next place you're meant to go. It does feel like with all of the swords energy, it gives me a sense that you might be going somewhere because of like schooling, or you might be going somewhere for a new job, something that's really testing your intellect. So with that being said, there is a sense of really following your heart as well, like not just getting up in your head, but also listening to your heart. With the Knight of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles, this is going to be a place. Honestly, it feels like I can see so many different places. Like on one hand, I feel like it's around water, to be honest, or you're moving closer to water than you are right now. But it doesn't necessarily have to be the ocean. It could also be like lakes. It could be rivers. It could be mountains mixed with lakes. There's a sense that it's like very cold weather, but also very warm weather. So like some of you could be thinking of moving from the cold to the warm. Some of you could be the opposite. But there's a sense wherever you're going to be closer to water, or close to water nonetheless. So if you are already close, I think you're going to remain close to water. But with the Knight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, this here is a combination for me in regards to moving that has to do with like, this is a long time coming. You've been dreaming of this for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. But you've been working hard to get here. There is a sense though with the King of Wands, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, feeling like it's really unstable. Like, it hasn't really grounded yet. There's so much hope, but with the King of Wands in reverse, there isn't a lot of movement. So with the Knight of Pentacles, there's a sense definitely slow and steady wins the race. So, kind of like I said earlier, right now we're in this Ace of Swords period is definitely what it feels like. And this for me is saying, open up your perception to how to, number one, generate finances to get here, or taking control of your finances. So looking at the financial aspect as well in a new perception is what I'm saying. And as you are with like that Five of Pentacles in reverse, as you're reminding yourself to be open-minded to new forms of money, or new ideas to making money, or a new perception of money, along with a new perception of your relationship with money. There's like a heavy focus here on like the next place you move to, you have a different relationship with money. You might be backpacking or traveling too, because we got the Nine of Swords and Three of Cups in reverse. There's this deep fear, this worry you're not going to make friends. I do, however, feel like with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands in reverse, that won't be an issue at all. I think with the Knight of Cups, a lot of people will radiate towards you, but with the Knight of Wands in reverse, there might be this feeling that you need to get your foot in the city first. You don't feel comfortable yet in the city. You don't feel like you belong here quite yet. But there's a sense that you definitely are happy that you left. But there is this sense that the next place you move to, it might be hard to transition into living there and feeling comfortable there. I really feel like for a lot of you, this is really like overseas or like out of state or something like this. Like this is like pretty far. It doesn't feel like it's close. And it does feel like for some of you too, there's just this transition to like, you're not really living anywhere. You're kind of just having a home base. Like I said earlier about the birds. It's like you're having this home base, and in this home base is where everything is. But you're leaving a lot. You're leaving all the time. You're traveling, you're exploring. And it feels like too, if you get to this new city, this new spot, this new place, there's like this new sense of motivation and hope and optimism, because your adrenaline's pumping. You're trying to get to know the city. You're putting yourself out there. Now, with the Knight of Cups, it feels like a lot of people are receptive to meeting up with you, hanging out with you. But with the Knight of Wands in reverse, there might be this sense that at the beginning, getting your footing is kind of hard. Maybe you don't feel like you have a lot of money at first, or you need to save your money, or you just, are like getting a lot done. But with the Knight of Wands in reverse, there's this like delay energy. There's this stagnancy. And so with the Nine of Swords, the Three of Cups, I think there's, in reverse, there's also the sense of feeling like, am I going to make friends here? Am I going to create, a really like a family friend sort of energy? Like that sort of group. But with the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, I really think that like you have to give it time, and you have to have some patience. You know, really stay in this energy of like just exploring and changing your perception, being open-minded to new opportunities. Remind yourself to take more action. We just entered Aries season when I'm filming this. I'll probably upload this much later than Aries season, but this is kind of an energy of like taking Aries season into account when you're watching this, because this is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when you watch this. But you know, being open-minded and also taking action, applying for things, you know, maybe trying new things. If they lead to dead ends, they lead to dead ends. But there's this sense here that with the Ace of Swords, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, to get yourself out of this perception of, I don't even want to say darkness, but it's like stagnancy, like nothing's going right, nothing will go right. They want you to kind of remind yourself slow and steady wins the race. There's almost this sense of like, okay, put the action in and be open-minded. I don't figure out the how, but I figure out the effort. I put in the effort and I put in the intention. And I just saw 11:11 on the clock. The universe does the rest. The universe figures out the how, right? So with the King of Wands in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like we've definitely planted the seed. We've applied for school, or I have actually applied for school. So that's why I keep saying school. It's a very easy example for me to use. But with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, there's a sense here that for a lot of us, we've planted seeds, right? And with that King of Wands in reverse, there's a sense of just waiting to see if they're going to blossom, waiting to see if we've gotten into school, or waiting to see if we got an approval for our visa, waiting to see if we're actually going to be able to financially have the money to go, waiting to see if we heard back about the place that we're trying to move to. So there's definitely a sense here of like being hung in the air, feeling a little bit like, and he's literally hung in the air, feeling a lot like there's delay to the next place coming. But the next place is somewhere that you've been dreaming of for a long time. It is somewhere that, like I said, feels like it's by the sea. It's also somewhere that I feel like is a long way from your friends and family, or from the people you know now, because with the Three of Cups in reverse, the Nine of Swords, there's a sense here that you're also going to really be longing for your friends, longing for your people, longing for the routine you had that you have right now, although you know you would be way happier leaving. Like there's a sense that you would regret not leaving, and so you have to leave. You really should, for your own sake, for your own self-empowerment, for your own self-power as well. It feels like the Knight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, this is something that, you know, the Knight of Pentacles, you know, not as evolved as the King of Pentacles, but it's like planting a seed that does blossom into something that's long-term and stable. And this Nine of Pentacles, it gives you financial freedom. It gives you independence. It gives you this sense of, I'm living my dreams. I am living the life that I really did want to live for a long time. And you might find that going back to where you were before is exactly where you want to be, you know, in the future. But there is a feeling right now that letting go of where you are right now is very vital for your growth and for also your mental health, it feels. But there are going to be delays. And in the meantime, while there are these delays and you're kind of in this kind of hangsman position, keep your mind open to these new opportunities coming in, these new financial things. Keep your eyes open to different forms of financially making money. Also, cleaning out your closets, doing it, throwing things away, getting rid of shit, starting to really clean things up. You're telling the universe when you do that, you are ready. And that's part of the intention, part of the energy. So in order to get your motivation back a little bit and your drive back a little bit to really, you know, go forward and leave, there's a sense here that you also have to show the universe physically and show yourself physically, like, oh my gosh, look, I'm throwing this shit away. I'm selling this stuff. Oh, I probably shouldn't swear on YouTube. Anyway, there's just this, very, very deep-seated feeling here that with these like pentacle cards. Okay, sorry guys, I had to pause it for a second. So what I was saying about the Pentacles energy was it almost feels like showing the universe in some way, like grounding it in some way, showing the universe physically you're doing something to bring in this move. And part of that would be, you know, like, or not part of it, a really easy way to do so would be to just start throwing things away, donating some clothes to the shelter, or I don't know, the Salvation Army, in whatever way you want to donate clothes, whatever. You know, doing something small. You could even just go through your coat closet. But there's a sense here of just kind of doing some spring cleaning and showing the universe that. But, you know, that's also going to get you out of your head a little bit, and that's going to help you. Okay, let's get some oracle cards. I don't know what I want to title this reading, because it is like, you know, where are you going next? But it's also kind of like when, or like how long until you move, I guess. I don't know. But it's kind of all about, yeah, where you're going next. It kind of feels like, as far as cities, London is a city, Australia, not a city, but a country. Because I'm getting multiple vibes. I'm getting Japan and getting places in Europe. The ones in Europe, Berlin, Stockholm specifically. Because they showed me, like, I used to live in Sweden, and they showed me, like, parts of it. So I was like, it's definitely Stockholm, Berlin. But then I'm also getting South Africa, Lisbon in Portugal, Barcelona, Brazil, the coast, east coast of Brazil, Peru, Argentina, Mexico, and Zimbabwe, which is a landlocked country, so I don't know about that whole sea thing. But that's interesting. Doesn't have to be any of those places, but those are the places that are coming intuitively to me, as far as like where you're kind of going. But again, it does feel like you're kind of near water, so keep that also in mind. So maybe if you were in Zimbabwe, you're near a lake. We've got the Council of Light. Switzerland's also one I was thinking of. Divine Orchestration, Helpers of the Subtle Realm. So you are being very supported right now, and I'm there with you where it doesn't feel like we are. It feels rough. It's feeling uncomfortable, but we got this. We got this. We got this. The next one is Keepers of Earth. You are not alone. Literally. Oh my God. Ancestors, ancient ancestors stand beside you. Which I love this though, because we were just saying that. Get grounded. Didn't I say about grounding? You know what, guys? I really feel like I resonate with this pile a lot. So I personally am gonna, I think within the next couple of days, start just donating some stuff. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Wow, I love it. Okay, pile number one, thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys next time, and I hope that it goes successful for a move. And if you're not moving, maybe this video is just to kind of push you to maybe think about it. Who knows? But just take the messages that resonate and leave the rest. Bye, pile number one. Ooh. Hi, pile number two. How are you? This is for everyone that chose the purple pendulum. That's what it looks like. I don't know. I'm always so bad sometimes at the beginning. Okay, pile two. Pile number one was interesting. So pile number one, I know that the reading, I think it's titled like, where are you going next, or where should you go next? But I feel like with pile number one, I really got into like kind of what's happening in regards to moving and in regards to the changes. And then I did list some kind of cities for them and some kind of physical attributes of where they might go, but I kind of more gave them to kind of a time frame of what it's looking like in regards to a move. So yeah, it's all related to moving, but it's not just kind of where you should go next. I think it's like a lot more. I just didn't know what to kind of title it, to be honest. But I was like, you know what? Whoever this reaches, it's meant to find them. You know what I do want to split the deck? I was like, no, I don't feel that with this one. Some decks, you know, it's like every deck I have my own personal relationship with. Oh gosh. We'll take the Lovers. Or no, the Justice. I said the Lovers. Ooh, the Ten of Cups. Okay. We got Seven of Swords in reverse. We got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. We got the Justice. The Knight of Cups in reverse. The Ten of Cups. Five of Wands. Here's all that strife. Oh, well, I'll take these as the bottom deck. Haha, the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Swords in reverse. The last deck did have both of these cards, but the Knight of Wands was in reverse and the Ace of Swords is upright. So interesting, interesting. Okay, overall, we got the Judgment in reverse with the Ten of Cups. Listen, I feel like you guys are kind of a little bit before pile number one, which there's this feeling that you guys are in an area right now, in a stage in your life where you know it's time to leave, where you know you're ready to go, but there's a sense here too, you don't know where that is, you have no idea what it is you want to do. But the Ten of Cups of Judgment, there's a sense or a feeling I'm getting, especially intuitively, of like this year you're figuring out your true path. And our path changes all the time, but there's a sense of unlocking a huge path. So this could be something like for example, myself, a couple years ago, I started, I don't know how many years ago, but a few years ago, I started reading tarot. And then like a year after that, I started posting readings and things like that. And then, yeah, TikTok and stuff like that kind of took off, and now I do YouTube and stuff to broaden my audience. But tarot itself, you know, take away YouTube, TikTok, all that. Tarot, I can't imagine my life without tarot now. I can't imagine who I would be without tarot. And it took until I was 20 something, 24, I don't know, to kind of, or 25, to unlock tarot, to unlock that huge part of me that literally has become an essential part of me. And that's what it feels like you're kind of going through this year, is like you're going to stumble into something, or stumble into a part of yourself, a perspective, a new sense of being, a new sense of living. This could be becoming a vegetarian, becoming vegan, getting into the gym. This could be literally not caring. This could be becoming a mother. There's a sense here, Ten of Cups of Judgment. Your whole world is changing. Your perspective is changing. The way you see the world is changing as a result of this new path that you're about to go down that is really meant to be. Now, with all of that being said, as a result of this kind of new shift in perception, there's a sense of needing to move, a sense of needing to get out of where you're at. And I think with the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Five of Wands, there is a feeling that you also just don't like where you live. Like you don't feel comfortable in the physical apartment, in the physical sort of house, wherever it is you live. Now with pile number one, it felt very much like they for sure were going a long distance, out of state, out of country, what have you. But with pile number two, it does feel like for some of you, it is within the city or it is within the county. It doesn't feel like for some of you, it is very far. It feels like for you guys, it's less about the actual it's more about you don't like the house you live in, the place you live in, the environment you live in. It's not, pile one felt very much like this was a dream for a long time that they'd been chasing, to go to this place, to do this thing, to study this thing, whatever. Pile two, it feels like where you're living, the environment, the house is pushing you away from that area, is pushing you away out of that house or that environment. You don't like it, the energy, whatever it is. The people maybe broke up with someone, but there's a sense with the Justice, the Queen of Pentacles too here in reverse, that it doesn't feel like your place. It doesn't feel like you belong there. And there is this need for you to get out, but you are kind of, you have to kind of start on your new path before you do get to that point. So with the Seven of Swords in reverse, the King of Swords in reverse, there's just a sense here. There's a lot of like things that you've hidden from yourself, things you may have not told yourself, things that you didn't see before kind of come to light. There's a sense here of your whole perception changing, of the way you view things. And there is an energy with the King of Swords in reverse of being a little bit arrogant beforehand, and maybe being a little bit cocky, or a little bit like, no, I don't need to leave, I don't need to move, I'm just being dramatic, which isn't arrogant, that's just not listening to yourself. But there's a sense of also sometimes maybe being arrogant, like not to other people but more towards yourself, like, no, I don't need to listen to myself, it's whatever, like, I don't know, there's just this arrogant sense with that King of Swords in reverse for me, of like, yeah, brushing things off or feelings off. Yeah. And with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, Five of Pentacles in reverse, I honestly think too, a move will help you financially. And this was very much in the last pile number 1, 2, the last reading. It just feels like with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, Four of Pentacles in reverse, this next place you go is somewhere that is also giving you better finances. You're either like moving in with multiple people and like saving money, your job is better paying, or you're living somewhere where your expenses are way less than what you're making. It does feel like now your means are a little bit more higher than your actual salary, or like they are like almost, you know, literally the same. Like, I don't want to say 50-50, that doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean? Like, it feels like you might make almost the same amount that you spend. And it feels like you're not even trying to spend a lot, but like even just like, you know, getting McDonald's sometimes or something feels like too much. So there's a sense by physically moving, this is also going to help you. With the Justice and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse too, I do feel like there's just this sense of like, this new place is going to feel like more of a place. It's going to feel like more of a home. And I kind of think that way because you're also going to feel better financially. It's going to feel like you can actually put things in the home, like you can actually buy things. You can actually decorate it the way that you want. I do think though, with the Ace of Swords in reverse, the Knight of Wands here, there is an energy of like, you know, we're at the beginning stages. With the Ace of Swords in reverse here, we're still changing our perception, and our perception is curious. Our perception has a lot of, you know, passion and interest in it, but our perception isn't necessarily grounded in making it a thing. So there's a sense that over the next several months, your perception of your whole path changes. Your whole happiness changes. Not your whole happiness, that's dramatic, but you know, like you might discover a career, you might get comfortable in something new, you might, I don't know, there's just this sense of like this new passion, this new career, this new sense of emotional fulfillment as well. It could even be a relationship, but it puts you on a different path. And with the Judgment in reverse and the Five of Wands, it does feel like it'll go like this, where you're no longer kind of feeling this internal strife, but you're feeling on the right path. You're feeling you've come to your judgment. So yeah. I definitely feel like for you guys, pile number 2, a lot is shifting and changing, and that results in you moving physically, and that results in you leaving, the physical home you're in or whatever. And it does feel like you find somewhere that's more affordable or that's worth better money. Like even if it's more expensive, it's like way better value than what you were in before. So there's definitely a sense here that, those things will kind of shift. Well, there's definitely a sense here that just like a lot's changing, but it changes as a result of this fulfillment. And it changes for the better. You know, there's a sense of like, yeah, everything is kind of like working itself out. And it's like, you're going to look back and be like, oh, that's actually a much better deal. Or that's actually much better. I don't know. That's the intuitive feeling. Let's get some oracle cards for you, pile number 2. Some oracle cards. I just want to give them a good shuffle because I use them in pile number 1. Okay. Ooh. Okay. We'll take those 2. Oh my gosh. And this one was already flipped over. That was fast. Okay. So the first one here is protection. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. This is what I think you're going through right now, where you're really like stepping into your power. You're really learning how to cut the cords, whether this is within yourself, this is as a result of something else, but there's a sense right now that you are in a period of like honestly learning how to be in your soul and use your soul and the power in your being. We've then got Mintaken, which is longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. This here is reminding you that you are on the right path. Like, and to be honest, the longing for home and the belonging as well makes total sense with you guys, pile number 2, because it definitely feels like you guys are in this period of reflection, in this period of deeply kind of analyzing like everything in your whole life, but as a result of like these new paths you're kind of going to forge as a result of this like deep reflection, it feels like you are going towards a path that just feels almost like you're more comfortable in it. Like, yeah, that's the best way to describe it. I feel like I was beating around the bush there. I was not trying to. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, and then we've got Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. Beautiful card. I love this card. Yeah, very straightforward. Your guidance is divinely guided. But no, I think overall with all 3 of these cards, I think, you know, you are in the, like, you don't have to rush anything. Is a big thing I want you to take away. You know, let yourself be open-minded, let yourself think about things. But, you know that like you are kind of starting a new path that is generating a lot more emotional fulfillment and maybe more financial fulfillment. Especially with like that 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles in reverse. It feels like if you've been financially struggling, this new path might help you with that. And as a result of this new path, it does feel like you end up deciding to move somewhere, go somewhere different, and where it is really a place where you feel comfortable. There isn't like, it could be just down the road to a new house. It could be a whole new city. It feels like you're going to know the place when you see the place or when you come upon the place. Knowing the place isn't very important right now, but it feels like right now you need to kind of like just sit in yourself and kind of declutter some things and you know, trust that the path you're about to go on is the right path. And as you go on that path, you're going to be very guided to where to go next. But there is definitely a sense here of like, there isn't one place in this pile. There isn't like one landmark. It's a feeling of like the home itself is what's important and the community itself is important. Yeah. Okay, pile number 2, I'm going to end your reading there. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.